Hey guys, what's up? Ben here. Last week I made a video on the Amazon Echo Dot, showing what it is and what you can do with it. This week I want to talk about how I got the Amazon Echo working with my home automation hub, Home Assistant. It's a fairly involved process, but at the end of the day it's not too bad. So, let's jump into it. I want to talk a little more specifically about Amazon's Home Automation API, showing what you can and can't do with it, specifically in regards to Home Assistant.
So first, what can you do with the Home Automation API? Well, you can turn on or turn off any light or switch inside of Home Assistant. For example, I can say, Alexa, turn off the front door light fix.
Okay.
One thing you can do is to set the brightness of lights, identically to what you can do with the Home Assistant interface.
Alexa, set the front door light fix to 50% brightness.
Okay.
One thing you can't do with the Home Automation API is to retrieve any sensor data that you have inside of Home Assistant. For example, I can't say, Alexa, what is the temperature in the living room?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with
She's
that.
not going to have any idea. Another thing you can't do is to set the color of your lights. This can get kind of annoying if you have Hue or LIFX bulbs and are frequently changing the colors. You can also call scenes with the Home Automation API. This is one way I have found to change the color of my light bulbs and also to utilize transition times.
Alexa, turn on nighttime scene.
Okay.
Using the Alexa app, you can also create groups of devices independently from what you have set in Home Assistant. Creating a group inside the Alexa app is as easy as opening it, navigating to the Smart Home tab, making sure all of your relevant devices have been discovered, and then clicking Create Group. You can give the group a name and then check the items that you want to be inside of that group. Then you should be able to tell your Alexa to turn on or turn off a group of devices.
For example, I created a group that has all of my blinds in it. I'm able to say, Alexa, close the blinds.
Okay.
And all my blinds close. You might have noticed I was able to say close instead of turn off.
I'm on the phone. Can you not open and close the blinds? These blinds.
I gotta can I? You might have noticed I was able to say close instead of turn off. With the Home Automation API, you can use a couple different intents. This is one of the things that makes it really nice, is that it's very natural to use. So now that you know a little bit more about what you can do with the Home Automation API, let's talk about how to get it set up with Home Assistant.
Open your web browser and navigate to the GitHub page for Haska, the Home Assistant Alexa skill adapter. This is some great code that's written in Python that we'll need to download and compile and then upload to Amazon Web Services. To download Haska, first copy the web address, open PuTTY, and log into your Raspberry Pi. If you don't have zip already installed, you can install it by typing sudo apt-get install zip. Once downloaded, we'll navigate into the Haska directory, and then navigate again into the config directory. From here, we can first rename the config.json file by typing mv config.json.sample to config.json. Next, we can edit the config.json file by typing sudo nano config.json. config.json. So we'll need to edit the fields for HA-URL and HA-password. Type the IP address or URL for your Home Assistant instance and its password. Save the file by pressing Ctrl-X and then Y and then Enter. Now we'll navigate back to the root Haska directory and type make. This will create a zip file that will upload to the Lambda function we'll create inside of Amazon Web Services. Next, we'll open up our internet browser and navigate to the Amazon Developers Console. You can access this at developer.amazon.com. If you don't already have an account, create one. Once signed in, click the Alexa tab and click Get Started under Alexa Skills Kit. Next, we'll create add a new skill. Once opened, we'll need to create a name for the skill. In my case, I called it Haska, but you can name it whatever you'd like. For the skill type, I'll choose Smart Home Skill API. We'll also take a note of this application ID. We'll come back for this later. Next, we'll need to navigate to the Amazon Web Services page by going to aws.amazon.com. If you don't have an account, you'll need to create one. As a note, you'll have to provide a credit card number when you create your account. To my knowledge, they won't charge a credit card using the Lambda service we're about to configure. Once signed in, you'll want to make sure that you're signed into the North Virginia server. Once there, navigate to Lambda and click Create a Lambda Function. In the filter option under Select Blueprint, type Alexa and click the Smart Home Skill Adapter. In the Configure Event Sources tab, you'll need to paste the application ID from the Haska skill we created previously. Under Name, you can name the function Haska. You can give any description you'd like. Under Runtime, select Python 2.7. Click the Upload button and select the zip file from your Raspberry Pi. Under Lambda Function Handler and Role, click the drop-down menu and select Basic Execution Role. In the new window that pops up, in the I Am role, select Lambda Basic Execution. In the policy name, select Create a New Role Policy. Then, in the bottom right, click Allow. Now, the role should be populated Lambda Basic Execution. You don't need to change any of the default advanced settings. Then, click Next. On the review page, make sure that you select Enable Event Source. This will ensure that your Alexa skill can communicate with your Lambda function. Once finished, click Create Function. Now there's a couple more things we need to do. Open up the Lambda function you just created. In the top right, you should see an ARN number. This is unique to your Haska function. Go ahead and copy that, and then navigate back to the Alexa skill that you created previously. Under Configuration, you're going to want to paste that ARN number into the endpoint field. Next, we'll need to set up ooofff. In a new tab, we'll need to navigate to the Login with Amazon webpage. You can access this by going to login.amazon.com. If you don't have an account, you'll need to create one. Once signed in, click App Console. From here, click the Register a New Application button. Then, for a name, type any name that you'd like. In the description, type anything you'd like. In the privacy notice URL, type the public IP address for your Home Assistant server. If you're using a DNS service, you can also use that address as well. Then click Save. Once you register your new application, you should now see your client ID and client secret. You'll need to add these to the Alexa skill we created previously. Copy your client ID and navigate back to the Alexa skill. Next to client secret, select Show Secret. Copy this code and paste this into the client secret field on your Alexa skill. Under Client Authentication Scheme, select Credentials and Request Body, and then for Privacy Policy URL, use the URL that you selected previously. One last thing you'll need to do is to copy your redirect URL and paste that under Allowed Return URLs in the Login with Amazon console. Once pasted, click Save. Now, go back to your Alexa skill and click Next. Ensure that Start Testing with the skill is enabled. You should be mostly good to go. There's a couple things left to do.
Next, we'll need to enable the Alexa skill that we just created. Open the Alexa app on your mobile phone, and in the menu, navigate to Skills. Then, type the name of the skill you just created. In my case, I named it Haska. Select it, and then make sure you hit Enable Skill. Now your skill should be working. Go ahead and ask your Alexa device to discover devices. If all things go according to plan, it should list most of the devices you have in Home Assistant. You can see a list of these devices by navigating to the Smart Home tab and then scrolling down.
If it's not working, there's a couple ways to start troubleshooting. Open your Amazon Web Services page and select your Lambda function. Then, under Actions, select Configure a New Test. The test shown here is one that I found on the Haska GitHub page in one of the issues that a user posted. I'll copy it below in the description so you can use it as well. Once you have that entered, click Save and Test. In the bottom right, there's a log output. This can help verify if your Lambda function is able to connect with your instance of Home Assistant. Hopefully, you're able to get your Lambda function and Alexa skills set up without too much issue. For whatever reason, the Lambda function did not like my use of encryption and a DNS service. After providing my public IP address, everything works fine. Hopefully you're able to get the Smart Home API working with your home automation system without too much issue. If you get stuck, check the Haskell page as there's great written instructions there. You can also ask questions in the Home Assistant community or in the comments below, and I'll do my best to help you out. Be patient with this one as it can be a little tough to get set up, but it's very rewarding once you're done.
So I hope this video helped you guys get started automating with your Amazon Echo. It's a really unique tool that provides some cool functionality to your home automation system. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, or on my website, or on Twitter, or on Facebook. Hit me up on that social media. And if you liked this video, subscribe and hit thumbs up. Lets me know that people are interested, and I'll keep making these videos. As always, happy automating. Cheers.